The Tournament of Power was an epic competition that brought together the best fighters from different universes to decide the fate of their realities. Representing Universe 7, Goku, the legendary Saiyan warrior, was at the center of all the action. As Goku prepares for the next battle, a pair of female fighters catch his eye. Caulifla of Universe 6 exudes confidence and a certain arrogance, believing herself to be immensely powerful. Beside her is Kale, a shy young woman, but who carries a hidden potential. Goku, always looking for challenges, decided to approach to test them and finally propose training. Goku faces Caulifla and Kale simultaneously, seeking to test his limits and assess his powers. Caulifla demonstrated impressive fighting skills, rivaling Goku's strength at various times. Kale, initially unsure, watched the fight intently, soaking up knowledge with every move Goku and Caulifla performed. With each blow exchanged, Goku became more intrigued by Caulifla's latent potential and Kale's awakening. He realizes that there is much more than just arrogance in the young warrior of Universe 6 and that Kale possesses immeasurable strength that needs to be controlled. At the end of training, Goku recognized Caulifla and Kale's talent and potential. Excited at the prospect of helping them grow even more, Goku makes a surprising promise to Caulifla. He undertakes to teach her how to achieve Super Saiyan 3 form, a legendary and powerful transformation that he himself has mastered. Caulifla, initially skeptical, was swept up in excitement and the opportunity to become even more powerful. She accepts the challenge and commits herself to devoting herself body and soul to Goku's teachings. So begins our story, where Goku will try to teach Caulifla how to become a Super Saiyan 3. However, many things will happen along the way, including a request for the two Saiyan races of Universe 6 and Universe 7 to unite to form the most powerful race of Saiyans that ever existed. How will Goku deal with Caulifla's strong and explosive temper? What proposition will the young Saiyan warrior of Universe 6 make to the legendary Saiyan of Universe 7, Son Goku? Well, we will see all this and much more in our epic saga of Goku and the Journey through Universe 6. Join me on this epic journey by subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button so you don't miss any videos here on the channel. Are ready? So let's travel to this universe of infinite possibilities that only Dragon Ball offers us. After the epic outcome of the Tournament of Power, in which Goku and his companions fiercely fought against warriors from different universes, the Saiyan hero felt an immense desire to continue training and improving himself. Despite the satisfaction of having tested his limits and met powerful opponents, Goku knew that he still had a lot to learn. It was then that the idea of training with Caulifla and Kale came to mind. The talented Saiyans of Universe 6. Goku had witnessed their brute strength and latent potential during the tournament, and now he was determined to help them reach new heights of power. However, there was an obstacle to overcome: how to get to Universe 6. Goku knew that there were only two ways to travel between universes. The first of them was the Cube of Angels, a mystical artifact that allowed the transposition between different realities. This cube was used by angels, divine beings who helped the gods of destruction in their respective universes. The second form was the technique called Kai, known by the Kaishins. This technique allowed them to instantly teleport anywhere in the universe as long as they knew their desired destination. Goku had already used a less accurate version of this technique, teleportation, which allowed him to move quickly on Earth, but he wasn't sure if he would be able to master Kai enough to travel between universes. Determined to overcome this challenge, Goku decided to start his search for the Cube of Angels. He knew that Whis, the angel responsible for training Universe 7's god of destruction, Beerus, possessed one of these artifacts. Goku left for the temple of Beerus, where the angel resided. Arriving at the temple of Beerus, Goku was met by Whis, who was already aware of his plans to train with Caulifla and Kale. With a smile on his face, the angel offered his help. He explained that the Cube of Angels could transport them anywhere in Universe 6, but there was one condition: Goku would have to prove that he was ready to master Kai before handing over the artifact. Goku says, "But Mr. Whis, why don't you just give me the Cube of Angels? That would be much simpler. Or else why not take me to Universe 6 directly?" Whis replies, "I thought after the Tournament of Power you wanted to get even more powerful, Son Goku. What happened to that Saiyan fighting spirit that always wants to get stronger?" Whis continues, "If you prove yourself worthy of having the Angel's Cube by mastering Kai, then you can learn another skill that only we angels know, and this skill will bring you many benefits in the near future." Goku replies, "Really? Okay, I'll do my best." Determined to conquer the Cube of Angels, Goku accepted Whis' challenge. Training started immediately. For intense and exhausting weeks, Goku dedicated himself to honing his teleportation skill. Whis, with his infinite patience and deep knowledge, guided the Saiyan hero through every step of his training. Concentration, ki control and spatial perception were some of the aspects that Goku had to improve in order to master Kai. The process required unwavering focus and relentless discipline. Every mistake meant starting from scratch, but Goku was determined to overcome every obstacle that came his way. As time went on, Goku began to show significant advances in his mastery over the Kai. He was able to teleport with ever-increasing accuracy, decreasing the margin of error with each attempt. The speed and efficiency with which he mastered the technique left Whis impressed. After months of hard training, Goku has finally reached a satisfactory level of proficiency. Whis, confident in his ability, decided it was time to test the Saiyan in one final task before handing over the Cube of Angels. The challenge consisted of teleporting to a specific location in Universe 6, which Whis would randomly choose. Goku, confident in his newly acquired abilities, gladly accepted the challenge. He concentrated deeply, clearly visualizing the desired destination in his mind, and then disappeared in the blink of an eye. When Goku reappeared, he found himself in a completely unfamiliar place. He carefully observed the environment around him and realized that he was on a lush planet, filled with stunning landscapes. It was Universe 6, the place where Caulifla and Kale resided. While Goku marveled at the beauty of the place, Caulifla and Kale, who had already been informed of the legendary Saiyan's arrival, excitedly approached. They were eager to start training and seize the opportunity to learn from Goku. Goku says, "Hey, girls of Universe 6. How did you know that I would come here right now?" Caulifla replies, "The angel of your universe warned us a long time ago. He even warned the exact date of when you would show up. It looks like he was predicting the future." Goku replies, "Really? Our angels are really amazing." Goku wondered for a few minutes how Whis had managed all this time linking, and in a lapse of genius, Goku began to theorize if this might not be the special ability that only angels possess that was mentioned at the beginning of his training, and only returned to himself when Caulifla's voice echoed in his mind as she called him back to reality. "Hey, wake up old man," said Caulifla. "Are you going to train us or not?" Goku says, Yes. But first, I need to go back to Mr. Whis and show him that I've mastered the Kai." "Negative," said a voice that echoed behind Goku. It was the angel Whis. Whis says, "Training these girls is also part of your training, son Goku. If you can get Kale to master his power and Caulifla to reach Super Saiyan 3, we can go to the next level, and who knows, maybe you can learn that skill I mentioned." Goku says, "Right. I'm ready for it." During the following months, Goku, Caulifla, and Kale devoted themselves to training intensely. The Saiyan shared his knowledge, techniques, and strategies with the two young warriors, helping them to expand their limits and explore their full potential. Caulifla, known for her thirst for battle and her desire to become stronger, found an inspiring mentor in Goku. She learned to channel her energy more efficiently and hone her fighting skills. With relentless determination, she quickly progressed, becoming a formidable opponent. Kale, on the other hand, possessed a hidden power that needed to be controlled. With Goku's guidance, she learned to master her berserker form and channel that power in a balanced way. She discovered an inner strength that allowed her to face ever-increasing challenges, finding renewed confidence in herself. Over the course of training, the relationship between Goku, Caulifla, and Kale became more than mere mentors and apprentices. They developed a strong and enduring bond, a brotherhood of warriors who shared a common goal: to overcome their own limits and protect their universes. However, Caulifla knew that Goku was at a really higher level than anything she had ever seen in terms of power. Thinking about it, the young Saiyan asked Goku why he was so powerful even though he was a Saiyan considered to be of a lower class at the same time as the Universe 6 Saiyan's evolution was superior compared to Universe 7's Saiyans. Goku replies, "That's a question I won't know how to answer. Vegeta once told me that the mix of races between Earth humans and Saiyans could have generated a really powerful race, and Gohan, Goten and Trunks showed the same evolutionary potential as you from Universe 6. Goku continues, "They managed to do everything faster than me and Vegeta, and many times they even surpassed us." Goku asks, "But why this curiosity?" Caulifla asks, "Well, what if a couple were formed between a Saiyan from the 6th and 7th universe? What would your potential be? And if by chance we got married and had kids, how powerful could they get?" Caulifla continues, "They could create a new race of Saiyan super warriors. This time, far superior than the union between Saiyans and Earthlings. What do you think of that, old man?" Goku replies, "But wait a minute. What are you talking about, girl?" Goku was completely surprised and baffled by young Saiyan Caulifla's ambitious proposal. His questioning was really interesting, but her proposal was strange to say the least. What would Goku's response be? Can the union between Saiyans from Universe 6 and 7 generate the Saiyan that is the most powerful of all that ever existed? Goku was still completely confused. For him, the Saiyans only thought about fighting, eating, resting, and getting stronger. He who lived only with Earthlings and male Saiyans would never understand how the mentality of a woman from the Saiyan race works. This made Goku think about his mother and how the relationship between her and his father must have been. Goku began to think about what it would be like if he had lived on planet Vegeta as a normal Saiyan, with his brother, and what his love life would be like with a person of his same race. Goku loved his wife Chi-Chi very much, but for the first time he stopped to think what it would be like if he hadn't married her, but someone who was like him, a Saiyan. Caulifla, noticing Goku's confused reaction, burst out laughing. She noticed that her words had taken the legendary Saiyan by surprise and decided to take the moment to play with him a little. Caulifla said, "Ah, relax, Goku. I was just kidding. No need to get so serious. But admit it, wouldn't the idea of a new race of Super Saiyan warriors be interesting?" Goku, relieved to realize it was just a joke, smiled and replied, "Well, it's true that mixing races has shown incredible results in the past. Who knows, the potential of a new generation of Saiyans is even greater. It would be exciting to see what they would be able to achieve." As the relaxed conversation continued, Goku decided to change the subject and bring the focus back to Caulifla and Kale's training. He knew he still had a lot to teach and that the main objective was to help them master Super Saiyan 3. Goku said, "Seriously now, Caulifla, I believe you have the potential to reach Super Saiyan 3. You've already demonstrated great talent and incredible strength. Now, it's just a matter of further honing your skills and better controlling your energy." Caulifla, excited at the prospect of mastering such a legendary transformation, replied, "Of course, Goku. I'm ready to do my best and overcome my own limits. Let's start training right now." Goku and Caulifla got ready to start an intense training routine. They spent hours on end honing their combat techniques, strengthening their bodies and tapping into the deepest layers of their Saiyan power. Goku was constantly at Caulifla's side, providing guidance and encouragement for her to keep moving forward. Meanwhile, Kale also struggled to control his berserker form and unleash its full potential in a controlled manner. Goku realized that Kale needed to find balance and confidence in herself so that she could master her inner strength. He developed specific exercises to help her in this process, encouraging her to believe in her own power. Months passed, and the results of the training began to manifest. Caulifla has progressed significantly in her abilities, mastering her Super Saiyan 3 form masterfully. She displayed impressive control over her power and energy, demonstrating immense potential to go further. Kale, in turn, was able to channel his berserker form more efficiently, managing to access its full power without losing control. She has grown into an imposing warrior, capable of meeting any challenge head-on. Goku said, "Okay, Kale is ready, your training is complete. Now we need to focus on Caulifla for her to master Super Saiyan 4. Caulifla asks, Super Saiyan 4? Does this transformation exist? Goku replies, yes, there is. Well, this form is more focused on the primitive Saiyan powers, and as you are different from us in Universe 7, I believe that this transformation can be better used by you, as well as Super Saiyan 3, which is very powerful but consumes an expenditure of much greater energy. Goku continues, I read that in the Book of Science. Caulifla asks, Book of Science? Goku replies, well, it's a very old book that I found in The Lookout, but that's a subject for another time when you're more developed. First we have to prepare your body. Goku said, and well, we Saiyans bow when we go to transform, all this to increase the pressure in our muscles and to condense our ki in specific points. Caulifla said, exactly, I remember that. Kaba taught me in the Tournament of Power.
Teach me how to do it right away, now, now!
What I do now is focus all my power right around here in the middle of my back.
Goku said, right, that's exactly it. However, it seems that your body's elasticity is not at the ideal point. You need to increase this condition to improve the distribution of ki throughout your body when you are going to bend over. Are you ready? Caulifla replies, yes, Master Son Goku. Caulifla's stretch training involved a series of intense exercises that required a lot of effort and dedication. She started each workout with a series of deep squats, holding the position for several seconds to strengthen her thighs and calves. Then she moved on to exercises that opened up her legs to increase their flexibility. With her legs apart, Caulifla leaned forward, trying to reach her feet with her hands. This exercise helped strengthen his back and legs, as well as improve his posture and balance. She also performed end-to-end stretches, slowly moving back and forth while keeping her legs straight. But Caulifla's most intense stretch training involved her stretching as far as possible, getting as close as she could to the ground. She would start by standing and lean forward, stretching her arms out to touch the ground while keeping her legs straight. She would then slowly return to an upright position and lean back, arms stretched out behind her, trying to reach the floor behind her. Each repetition of this exercise made Caulifla's muscles more flexible and stronger, allowing her to move with greater agility and speed in combat. She knew that this type of training was essential to stay in top physical shape and beat her opponents in combat. Over time, Caulifla became one of the most agile and flexible fighters in the universe. Her stretch training had strengthened her muscles, improving her posture and increasing her flexibility. Now, she was capable of performing incredible moves that put her above any other fighter. And so, she continued to train relentlessly, always looking for new ways to improve her fitness and become even stronger. This way, Caulifla was even more adept at using Super Saiyan 3 in addition to the fact that she was finally prepared to master Super Saiyan 4. Goku said, finally you're ready, let's rest and tomorrow we start the next step of training. Caulifla responds, hey, old man. Although I said it was a joke about us creating a really powerful race of Saiyans, the truth is, I can't get it out of my head. Caulifla continues, I want my children to be strong. Much stronger than your children and Vegeta's children, so think carefully about my proposal. Goku replies, I don't know what your true intentions are. I'm here to make you stronger so that I can get stronger myself, but if your plans aren't aligned with mine, well, let's stop this training here. Caulifla said, you say all that, but I know that inside you've already imagined what it would be like to have a truly pure Saiyan family, haven't you? Caulifla's last words hit Goku like an arrow in his heart. It seemed that little woman had read everything that was on his mind for the last few months. Goku was getting more and more annoyed by Caulifla's ill-timed requests. Because, as much as Goku liked to train to get stronger, he had already begun to understand that the Saiyan girl would not rest until she got what she wanted, which was to have Goku's child. Goku spent that night after training thinking about how he could reject Caulifla's requests in a friendly way while still continuing with his training. Goku wanted to see how far Caulifla could go with her Saiyan powers. Her potential was huge. Goku wanted to know what the power of a fusion between a Berserk Saiyan and a Super Saiyan 4 would be like. What would your power limits be? Until the next thing you know, Goku is somewhere else. Whis had teleported him to a strange location. Goku asks, hey! What strange place is this? Whis replies, Goku, forget those little details. I have to inform you about something. Whis said, it's amazing what you've done for these girls, they are already extremely strong. I'll take Kale with me to take on a little training with her, do you agree? Goku replies, of course, that way she will be even stronger and I will be able to test her powers in a more advanced way. Whis said, okay, there's just one small problem. Caulifla can't know about this, she'll have to be alone for a while, so I'll send you to the Mystic Forest which is on a distant planet in Universe 6. You must take Caulifla in a week to this location. Whis continues, well, in 3 days Kale will be ready after my teachings, and I will make her face Caulifla and defeat her easily. Goku asks, I don't understand, why are you doing all this? Whis replies, well, that way it will be easier for Caulifla to reach Super Saiyan 4 level. But yes, there are other reasons why I'm doing this, but for now it's a secret. Whis continues, go to this planet, it's a special place. Train there and after 3 days go back to get Caulifla, she will already be psychologically broken for being defeated so easily by Kale without needing Berserk mode. Goku replies, alright, I'll do that. Goku, intrigued by Whis' motivations, decided to trust the angel and follow his instructions. He knew that somehow it could help Caulifla reach new heights of power. With that in mind, Goku bid farewell to Whis and departed for the unknown planet of the Mystic Forest. Upon arriving, Goku was amazed by the lush landscape of the place. The forest was dense and filled with natural energy, which made it the perfect environment for training. Goku felt the pulsing power of the planet coursing through his veins and knew that there he could bring his own power to its fullest. He started his journey by exploring the forest, facing many natural challenges and wild enemies. Goku used his intuition and battle knowledge to overcome each obstacle, enhancing his strength, speed, and stamina. He was determined to become even stronger, preparing himself for the confrontation with Caulifla when he returned. While training, Goku noticed that the Mystic Forest had a special, almost magical energy. He found that he could connect deeply with his surroundings, absorbing their energy to strengthen his own ki. Goku began perfecting his techniques of concentration and ki control, channeling it in new ways. Over the days, Goku immersed himself in intense training and deep meditations. He explored all the possibilities of his Super Saiyan Blue form, pushing his limits beyond what he had achieved before. Each battle against local enemies made him grow even more, allowing him to understand new ways of fighting and develop new strategies. After 2.5 days of intense training, Goku felt that he had absorbed everything the Mystic Forest had to offer. He was more powerful than ever and confident that he could help Caulifla reach the next level. With that in mind, he returned to Universe 6 to fetch his disciple. When Goku faced Caulifla, he saw that the girl was completely defeated. It seemed that an absurdly destructive fight had taken place in that place, even knowing that Whis had said that Caulifla would lose the fight against Kale. Not even Goku could imagine that it would be so easy. Goku asks, "Caulifla? But what happened here? Where's Kale?" Caulifla replies, "Gone, with the angel. She was absurdly powerful. I forced her to use Berserk mode, but she humiliated me even using Super Saiyan 3. She made me go back to Super Saiyan regular with just one hit." Caulifla continues, "She looked at me with pity and mercy. I hate that they feel sorry for me. She didn't want to hurt me, she didn't want to use her Berserk mode." Caulifla was quiet for several minutes, remembering how she was completely defeated by Kale, who even using the Super Saiyan Common was still far superior to her. Goku listened carefully to Caulifla's words, understanding the frustration and anger she felt. He knew how difficult it was to deal with the pity and mercy of others, especially when it came to a fight between proud warriors like them. He approached Caulifla and placed a hand on her shoulder, conveying support and empathy. He told her that he understood her irritation and that sometimes facing defeat was part of the growth process. He shared his own experiences of defeat and how they led him to become stronger and more determined. Goku explained to Caulifla that, despite his defeat, that battle had brought out an important truth. Kale, even using just the regular Super Saiyan, has shown impressive superiority. This meant that the path to becoming a Super Saiyan 4 was even more challenging and required intense training. He encouraged Caulifla to channel her anger and frustration into positive energy to better herself. Instead of being consumed by the desire to prove herself, she should focus on developing her skills and pushing her own limits. Caulifla, her eyes filled with determination, accepted Goku's words. She decided to turn her anger into motivation, fueling her desire for growth and improvement. She understood that the journey to becoming a Super Saiyan 4 was a personal challenge, not a competition against others. Goku then proposed a new plan. Rather than immediately confront Kale, he suggested that she and Caulifla team up in joint training. He believed that by learning from each other, they could grow and strengthen their skills together. This partnership would allow them to reach new heights of power and prepare to face Kale in a future battle. Goku said, "Come on, Caulifla. There's a place where we can train and you can finally reach Super Saiyan 4. Caulifla asks, "Location? What location is this?" Goku replies, "It is a mystical forest that is on a planet far away from here. It is a magical place. It has a different energy that can increase our powers." "I was there." Caulifla asks, "Hey, the Mystic Forest is a forbidden place. We were never allowed to go there. How did you discover that location?" Goku replies, "It was Whis. He's planning something. I don't know what it must be, but he wants the three of us, me, you and Kale, to get stronger." Caulifla said, "Got it, so this is what the angel wants." Goku asks, "And what does Whis really want?" Caulifla replies, "It's a bet. A bet from the angels. Vado showed up the other day and said that her brother Whis challenged her to something. I don't know what it is, but I think we'll find out soon enough." Goku said, "Very strange. Well, whatever it is, let's train in the mystical forest to get stronger. There are some strange animals and beings that keep reviving. You can train endlessly in that place. That's because it has a very strange energy. Come on." Goku and Caulifla set off for the mysterious mystic forest, a place filled with intense energy and unknown challenges. They knew this would be the crucial next step on their journey to becoming Super Saiyan 4. As they walked through the dense forest, they felt the presence of a powerful aura, a mysterious energy that permeated the air. Every step they took was a test of endurance and concentration, as the mystic forest was full of traps and powerful creatures. Meanwhile, they also began to notice that the mystic forest seemed to hide deep secrets. There were ancient legends about a hidden and mysterious power that resided in that place. Rumors of a legendary entity, whose presence could grant unimaginable power to whoever found it. As time passed, Goku and Caulifla felt they were getting closer and closer to unlocking these secrets. They became stronger, both individually and as a team. Their bond strengthened, and they trusted each other more than ever. And so, the saga of Goku and the journey through Universe 6 entered its darkest and most exciting time. As Goku and Caulifla continued their training in the Mystic Forest, the atmosphere around them became more and more dense and mysterious. They struggled to overcome the challenges the forest presented to them, facing traps, powerful creatures and mental trials. In a moment of pause, while resting beside a crystal-clear river, Goku and Caulifla noticed a strange movement in the trees. A gentle breeze blew and a humming sound filled the air. Before his eyes, a majestic figure emerged from the vegetation. It was the mystical forest dragon. The mystic forest dragon was a legendary creature, whose power to create mirages and illusions was known throughout the universe. His imposing presence was accompanied by an air of mystery and power. The dragon looked at Goku and Caulifla with its piercing eyes and said in an echoing voice, "You have proven your strength and determination by facing the challenges of this forest. Now, the time has come for you to face the power of mirages that resides in your hearts." Goku and Caulifla exchanged confused glances, not knowing exactly what the dragon meant. But they were willing to accept the challenge, relying on their own strength and the power they had cultivated thus far. The dragon unleashed its power, and the mystic forest came to life with a series of mirages and illusions. Fierce, defiant creatures appeared around Goku and Caulifla, representing the challenges Goku had faced in his solitary training. Goku fought with all his might against the mirages, applying his improved techniques and strategies throughout his journey. Caulifla, in turn, also threw herself into battle, using her determination and learning to face the mirages with courage. With each victory over a mirage, a new illusion emerged. The forest seemed alive, adapting to the movements and thoughts of the Saiyan warriors. It was a test of strength, but also of concentration and judgment. As Goku and Caulifla advanced, they began to notice a subtle change in the mirages. The creatures they faced increasingly resembled their own past adversaries, reflecting the challenges they had overcome on their respective journeys. In a moment of climax, Goku found himself facing a mirage that perfectly resembled his greatest rival, Vegeta. Vegeta's mirage smirked and launched a powerful attack at Goku. Determined to overcome this ordeal, Goku channeled all of his energies and unleashed a new Super Saiyan form. His golden aura glowed brightly, overcoming the mirage and dispelling it like an illusion. Meanwhile, Caulifla also faced her own challenging mirages. She saw herself in front of a creature that personified her past of struggles and difficulties. It was like she was facing her own previous version, full of insecurities and fears. Determined to overcome this image of herself, Caulifla focused on her determination and the skills she had acquired along her journey. She transformed into a Super Saiyan and launched a powerful attack at the mirage, completely disintegrating it. As Goku and Caulifla advanced in their battle against the mirages, an unknown energy began to emanate from the forest. The dragon of the mystic forest watched closely, assessing the Saiyan warriors' every move. After facing a series of mirages and illusions, Goku and Caulifla finally arrived before the dragon of the mystic forest. The creature seemed pleased with the warrior's performance and said in a deep voice, "You have proven your courage and inner strength. Now, it's time for you to face a greater challenge." Before Goku and Caulifla could ask what this new challenge would be, a powerful blast of energy enveloped the forest. The earth shook and the sky darkened as an evil presence emerged from within the forest. Suspense hung in the air as Goku and Caulifla prepared to face the unknown. What would they find at that decisive moment? What challenge awaited them, and how would it affect their quest for Super Saiyan 4 power? The Mystic Forest was about to reveal its deepest secrets, and Goku and Caulifla were ready to face anything that came their way. The fate of the Saiyan warriors was about to be decided, and the suspense grew by the second. The atmosphere in the Mystic Forest became charged with tension as the evil presence manifested itself more and more. Goku and Caulifla prepared to face the final challenge, not imagining what awaited them. Suddenly, the air around them distorted and a familiar figure emerged from the shadows. It was the dragon of the Mystic Forest, but this time it took on the form of Kale in berserk form, radiating a powerful and menacing aura. Goku placed himself in front of Caulifla, ready to protect her and face the mystic dragon. However, before he could react, Kale Berserk attacked with overwhelming speed and strength. In an instant, Goku was outmatched, unable to recover from the surprise attack. Caulifla was horrified to see Goku defeated so easily. The pain of loss mixed with anger consumed her, releasing a surge of intense energy. Determined to avenge Goku and prove her strength, Caulifla transformed into a Super Saiyan 4 for the first time. The golden aura and red first spread across Caulifla's body, while her power increased exponentially. Her eyes narrowed, filled with determination and fury. Now, she was ready to face the mystic dragon in the form of Kale Berserk. Fierce and intense combat ensued between Caulifla, now in Super Saiyan 4 form, and the mystic dragon in Kale Berserk form. Powerful blows and energy blasts echoed through the forest as the battle reached its climax. Caulifla channeled all of her pain, anger, and determination into her attacks, surpassing the limits of her former power. She has become an unstoppable force, combining the brute strength of Super Saiyan 4 with the fighting skill and strategic intelligence she will develop over the course of training. Despite the mystic dragon's desperate efforts in the form of Kale Berserk, Caulifla gradually gained the upper hand. His unwavering determination and Super Saiyan 4 power proved more than enough to overcome the dragon's illusory abilities. Finally, Caulifla landed a devastating blow against the dragon, dispelling the illusion and bringing the Mystic Forest dragon's true form to the fore. The dragon, now freed from deceptive appearances, looked at Caulifla with respect and said, "You have exceeded my expectations. You are worthy of the power of Super Saiyan 4. With the battle concluded, Caulifla dropped to her knees next to Goku's body, feeling the exhaustion of the fight and the loss of Goku weigh heavily on her. She mourned the death of the warrior she hoped would build a perfect Saiyan race. Caulifla said, "No, Goku, because you had to die. Just now that I reached the Super Saiyan 4 level, our union would generate the next most powerful generation of Saiyans that ever existed." Caulifla continues, "And I really love you, Goku." Caulifla, who was crestfallen, felt a touch on her face. It was a big hand, Goku's hand. Goku said, "Calm down, Caulifla, I'm fine, I'm alive." Goku continues, "So you finally did it, did you? Congratulations. I'm proud of you, so I'm going to give you a gift." Goku approached Caulifla, who was embarrassed, and kissed her. That was the happiest moment in Caulifla's life. She had finally won Goku's love. Goku said, "Let's have the most powerful Saiyan children ever." Caulifla asks, "Really, really? Great, let's go, you won't regret it." "I just need some rest, I'm tired and dying of sleep. I need to sleep, my body is heavy." Caulifla felt her body getting heavier and heavier and her eyelids closed against her will until the girl fell into a deep sleep. As Caulifla drifted into a deep sleep, her mind began to fill with vivid, surreal dreams. She found herself in an unknown place, far from the Mystic Forest, where she and Goku were living a full life as a couple. They trained together, protected the universe, and had amazing children full of power and potential. However, this perfect reality began to seem more and more unreal to Caulifla. Gradually, the feeling that something was wrong began to manifest itself in her consciousness. She began to question whether all of this was real or just an illusion. Suddenly, the figure of Whis and Vados appeared before her. They revealed that this entire experience had been a test, a meticulously concocted plan by Whis to develop a new form of magic, in a wager with his sister Vados. Whis explained that he had bewitched the mystic forest many years ago, creating powerful mirages and illusions. His goal was to test Caulifla's willpower and resilience, but Goku wasn't completely affected by the illusions while Caulifla was subjected to all of them. Though it was all a dream, Caulifla managed to achieve her goal of becoming a Super Saiyan 4. Her deep desire and love for Goku allowed her to transcend the barriers of illusion and awaken her full potential. Whis and Vados congratulated Caulifla for her determination and for overcoming the challenges imposed. As Caulifla processed the revelation, she couldn't help but smile. After all, even if it was in a dream, she had gotten what she wanted most, a kiss from Goku and the promise of a future together. Through this experience, Caulifla realized that her love for Goku was genuine and that her will to become stronger was inextricably linked to her own journey as a warrior. Now, she was ready to face the real world with renewed determination and a clear goal in mind. As the sun set over the mystic forest, Caulifla woke from her deep sleep. She got up, feeling refreshed and with a new perspective. She knew that the battle she faced within her own being was just the beginning of a bigger journey. With Goku by her side, they bid farewell to Whis, Vados, and the mystic forest, ready to face new challenges. Their friendship strengthened. But on Caulifla's part, the love and promise of a stronger Saiyan race still pulsed in her heart, and she believed that one day she would achieve that dream. And so, the saga of Goku and the journey through Universe 6 ends, for now. In our original saga about the training between Goku and Caulifla, we saw how Vados and Whis were interested in Kale's potential as well, to the point that the Angel Brothers trained a Saiyan personally after Goku managed to get Kale to master his Berserker transformation. After that, Caulifla and Goku trained together, and Caulifla finally managed to reach Super Saiyan 3 level and later Super Saiyan 4 level. But what Goku, much less Whis, could have guessed was that Vados had been planning something for these two girls all this time. After all, after Universe 6 was humiliated by losing the Tournament of Power and seeing Goku finally awaken Ultra Instinct, Vados saw that the power level of his universe was much lower than the others, including Universe 7, which was already one of the weakest universes. Frustrated with all this humiliation, the Angel of Universe 6 decided to use her magic to control Caulifla's mind so that she would marry Goku, but the magic that was used in the Mystic Forest, which was where Goku and Caulifla trained, ended up conflicting with the magic from your sister. But Whis didn't seem to realize his sister's true intention, so this time, without having his brother around, Vados will resume his plan again, this time using Kale. Universe 6. Vados and Champa argued about how they would make sure that the Daishinkan and Whis did not discover their plan, since last time their plans were almost discovered if it weren't for Goku's naivety, Whis' magic, and the strong personality of young Caulifla. But with Kale, things could be different, since the girl, even though she became more confident after mastering her legendary Saiyan power, still, she had some self-confidence issues, mainly regarding her appearance in relation to Caulifla. Vados then decided that he would start by inhibiting those feelings that inhabit the heart and mind of the young Saiyan, and then Vados would make the girl less incisive and more docile. That way maybe Goku would end up giving in more easily. Vados also prepared a special contact magic. In this way, with every physical contact that Kale had with Goku, this magic would be transferred to him, and this would make Goku more susceptible to Kale's requests and feelings. But for that to work, Vados would have to put some of that magic inside Goku in a way that Whis, or anyone else, would notice. In other words, the amount of contact magic would be very low, to the point of being unnoticeable, and she would only start acting up when Kale touched Goku. Champa asked, "But will this really work?" Vados replied, "Of course." Goku isn't one of the smartest creatures I've ever seen. And since my magic and Whis are the same, he won't realize that I did that with Goku, even more so because the magic will only react and become noticeable when Kale touches him. That is, the contact magic that I'm going to put na Kale will act as a disguise. Surpass said, "Great, Vados." "Great." Surpass asked, "But wait a minute, how are you going to get close to Goku without Whis noticing?" They are always together, and when an angel invades another universe, the angel of that respective universe will find out the exact moment you show up there. "So how you gonna do it, woman?" Vados replied, "Simple, I'm going to ask Goku's wife for a cake recipe, and I'm going to ask Goku to tell me the best cakes his wife has ever made." Surpass said, "Genius, you are amazing. Go and settle this, let's humiliate Beerus and Whis after we have in our hands the most formidable Saiyan that ever lived who will be able to use Ultra Instinct along with legendary power. We will go to the top of the universes, and there will never again be the possibility of our ceasing to exist." Vados then leaves for planet Sadala and goes to meet Kale to start preparations to cast contact magic on the young Saiyan. After that, Angel leaves for the Earth of Universe 7 to meet Goku, but before that he asked permission from his brother Whis, who without suspecting anything allowed the entry of Vados, who now knew where Goku was, and luckily Goku was in home because that day was the commemorative date of his wedding day with Chi-Chi. Vados then told the lie about the cake recipe, and Goku revealed the best flavors of cake that his wife knew how to bake. At that moment Vados took the chance he had and touched Goku, and thus infused him with the contact magic that would make that he would be more susceptible to Kale's desires. After getting the cake recipes, Vados tells Goku that he will bring Kale to Universe 7 in a few days, so that he can test how powerful the Saiyan has become after everything that happened. Goku replied, "Really? I would love to fight Kale again. I want to know how strong she has become." Vados said, "Right, son Goku. I'll leave you alone with your wife. I'll be back with Kale in a week. By the way, Chi-Chi, thanks for the cake recipes." Chi-Chi replied, "No problem, come whenever you want." After leaving Earth, Vados meets Whis again, this time to ask permission for Kale to train with Goku. Whis didn't like the idea at first because for him, Goku was on another level and would need to face even stronger opponents from other universes, but Vados convinced him by saying that Kale had awakened a unique power and wanted to test it against Goku. Curious about this unique level of power, Whis decided to accept Vados' proposal. A week passes and Vados finally appears with Kale at his side. The training location would be in the hyperbolic time chamber, that way they could train without fear of hurting anyone. Everything was prepared. However, the moment Goku touched Kale to greet her, he felt something different. He looked at Kale and found the most wonderful person he had ever seen in his entire life. Goku said, "Kale, after training together, would you like to go to one of those rooms with me? I have to show you something very interesting." Kale replies, "Yes, I would love to." Vados gave a grim smile. Finally his plan was starting to work. Earth, Universe 7, Hyperbolic Time Chamber. The evil smile on Vados' face was visible. Finally she had managed to fulfill her goal, and since time in the vision of angels and gods was different from mortal beings, having to wait for Goku and Kale to have a child and waiting for this child to grow up and become powerful was not a problem. But Vados understood that she had to remove Goku from Universe 7, as Whis could perceive that Goku was under the effect of some magic, even if Kale was beside her emanating the same magic that Vados put in both of them. Vados then stayed with Kale for an hour on Earth, which is equivalent to a little over 15 days inside the hyperbolic time chamber. In this way, Kale and Goku became closer and closer, and there were some moments when both did not train and just stayed in the room for hours without leaving. Vados knew what they were both doing in those moments, and he knew that soon it would bring about their biggest goal, which was to make them both have a child. But when spending the 15 days inside the chamber, Vados decided to leave with Kale, and that made Goku very sad to the point of wanting to follow Kale to Universe 6. Goku asked, "But you can't leave, me and Kale." "Well," Vados replied, "Sorry Goku, but I can't take you to Universe 6 by force. You must ask my brother for permission, and I don't guarantee that he will let you go." Vados continues, "And you have your wife, children and friends, you cannot leave them so abruptly." Goku says, "So I'm going to end my marriage with Chi-Chi. Goten is already growing well and he's very strong and Gohan can help him with whatever he needs. I have to be with Kale, she's the one I love." Kale says, "Vados, please allow me to stay here then? I want to always be by Goku's side." Vados replies, "I'm sorry Kale, our universe needs you more than Goku's universe needs him. Unfortunately we can't stay, let's go." Goku says, "Wait." Vados disappears with Kale leaving Goku alone and sad. Universe 6, Planet Sadala 1 month later. When she arrived on Planet Sadala, Kale confessed to Caulifla that she was in love with Goku and that he also loved her and both should be together, but as they are from different universes this could not happen. Kale thought that Caulifla would be furious since she already loved Goku a little while ago, but Caulifla just laughed and said that she understood Kale's feelings. But it was when Kale said that she was pregnant with Goku and that she is expecting his child. At that moment, Kale thought that Caulifla would judge her, but Caulifla's reaction was exactly different from what Kale imagined. Caulifla supports Kale by saying that even if Goku couldn't take care of the child because he belongs to another universe, she could count on her help indefinitely. While both were talking, Goku suddenly appeared in front of them using the Kai skill. Kale says, "Goku, you came." Goku replied, "I would never stay away from you. I love you, Kale." In Champa's palace, Vados and the God of Destruction were celebrating Kale's pregnancy until Vados felt Goku's presence, and with that she knew that her plan was even closer to being realized. But Whis appears soon after and questions why Goku left Universe 7 and came to Universe 6 without his permission. Universe 6, Planet Sadala. Whis and Beerus were furious to the point where they threw insults and threats at Vados and Champa. But before anything worse could happen, Vados started talking and finally revealed his true plan. In the words of the Angel of Universe 6, having Goku and Kale have a child was something that would not only save Universe 6, but also help Universe 7. Having someone as powerful as Goku in a universe that is practically the same as Goku's would balance out all the universes. But beyond that, Vados stated something Whis already knew: the other universes are much more powerful, not to mention the universes that didn't participate in the Tournament of Power. The chances of Universe 6 and Universe 7 being extinct in the next Tournament of Power were very high, so to defend the interests of both universes the best choice was to double the amount of Saiyans that were able to use Ultra Instinct. But not only that, Whis was supposed to make Goku finally master Ultra Instinct, just as Vados would help Goku and Kale's son master his powers as well. So both universes could even unite in a possible tragic destiny for both. Champa asks, "But wait a minute Vados. I thought you also wanted to defeat the universe of Whis and Beerus." Vados replies, "Yes, that is a wish I have. But we can't beat them now and then be at the mercy of other universes. We need Goku just like the universe of Goku needs us, at least until we surpass all other universes." Whis asks, "But what are you going to do if the Daishinkan finds out? Or worse, if Mr. Zeno finds out?" Vados replies, "Well, if that happens it will be the end of us. But I don't believe they'll do anything, because those sadists want to see us fighting each other. Fighting to maintain a balance that we don't even really know how it works." Beerus replies, "This time I have to agree with you." Beerus continues, "Let's do it this way, you prepare Goku and Kale's son and we're going to train Goku to master Ultra Instinct, and when there's the next Tournament of Power we'll be ready." Champa says. But until this child is born, anything can happen. We cannot wait these months. We have to prepare for the worst. Vados replies, rest assured, Champa. I'm going to do the same thing Whis did by speeding up the birth of Vegeta's child. And I'm also going to erase Goku and Kale's mind. Whis replies, that's sick of you. Vados replies, well, you can't judge me. We've been in this together since we started training the gods of destruction, or have you forgotten, little brother? Our story begins long before the events we've seen in the entire Dragon Ball saga. Many thousands of years before Goku's birth, there was already an order that determined who would live and who would die, all in order to keep the cycle of life throughout the cosmos in perfect harmony. And who would be responsible for maintaining that balance were the gods of destruction. Over centuries, many universes were discovered, some were kept alive and others were completely extinct. In this way, the balance could be perfect in the cosmos. But for this goal to be achieved perfectly, it was necessary that 2 new universes were found. And luckily for the cosmic being that wanted this balance, finally the last 2 universes that remained to complete this cycle of perfection of existence were found. Moreover, these 2 remaining universes were twin universes. So then, universes 6 and 7 were born, and that ended up being great because the last angels, which are those beings who had the responsibility of preparing and guiding the gods of destruction, were chosen precisely because they were brothers. Vados and Whis were the last angels who waited for thousands of centuries to choose a universe so that they could guide and bring balance in the cosmos. Zeno-Sama, the supreme god of the entire cosmos, decided that the perfect time had come for Vados and Whis to be sent to their respective universes to find a perfect being that would fulfill their desires. So it was done. Both are in search of their god of destruction to finally give balance to the cosmos, but this search was not easy. After all, both would have to find similar gods, and however much Universe 6 and Universe 7 were sister universes, within each universe living beings differed in various respects compared to the sister universe. And so passed around 10 centuries until the luck of Whis and Vados began to change. Finally their quests were nearing the end. Palace of Zeno-Sama. Although the concept of time is completely different for divine beings like angels and gods, the delay that the brothers angels were having to find their respective gods of destruction was already starting to bother the other angels. After all, this delay could affect Zeno-Sama's judgment regarding the balance and peacefulness scores that each universe would receive to maintain the total balance of the cosmos. And so it was of paramount importance that Whis and Vados urgently find their respective gods of destruction. With the mission of solving these and other problems, Daishinkan, the great priest, who is the father of all angels, decided to accelerate the search for Whis and Vados by giving them the opportunity to use the Cube of Angels. And besides, the Daishinkan himself would do a key reading on both universes to assess where the most promising beings were to become gods of destruction. Of course, this help from Daishinkan to Whis and Vados ended up generating a feeling of envy and anger within the other angels, who saw how their father ended up helping only the youngest children while everyone else had to find their respective gods of destruction alone and without any help. Korn, the angel in charge of the 8th universe, was one of the most furious with his father. He claimed that this would bring imbalance to their universes, since that way, Whis and Vados would not have the chance to make mistakes as he and his other brothers made mistakes in choosing their respective gods of destruction, and thus the choices of both could be perfect while his, and his other siblings, may have been wrong. Korn said, "This is wrong, father. Zeno-Sama will be furious, as Whis and Vados can find the best gods of destruction compared to our choices." Korn continues, "This can create an imbalance within the cosmos. How do we know that the gods they choose won't be far superior to the ones I and the others choose? That's not fair." Daishinkan replies, "Silence. I will not allow anyone to go against my orders and my choices. Precisely because I know the consequences they can bring. Daishinkan continues, Zeno-Sama is unhappy, and when he is unhappy it means that something needs to be done quickly, so I have no choice but to speed up this process. Korn replies, alright, you have the last word. But if anything happens to me or my other brothers because of your choices, then I ask that Whis and Vados be judged equally. Korn continues, if Zeno-Sama wants to destroy us, then let Whis and Vados surrender in our place, and let them be punished. Vados asks, Korn is right. I accept the judgment. However, if my god of destruction isn't as powerful as Korn thinks it might be, then I'll swap my universe with Korn's universe, that way we'll have balance. Right, big brother? Korn was amazed at his sister's wit, but accepted the challenge, thus he felt that the chances he and his universe had of being the lowest scoring universes were completely nullified. Korn said, okay, I accept. Daishinkan asks, right, well done. How about you, Whis? Have nothing to say? Whis replies, no, because I know that Universe 6 and 7 can bring true balance to the cosmos. They don't need to be the most powerful or the weakest, just the most peaceful and fair. Whis continues, and that I already know how to do, regardless of which god of destruction I meet at the end. Korn said, I hope you're right, Whis, otherwise things could get really bad in the future. Whis replies, don't worry, Korn. I have no intention of harming you or any of my brothers, but I have my own goals. Daishinkan asks, and what are those goals? Whis replies, you'll see, soon. Daishinkan said, alright, then this meeting is finished. Whis, Vados. Be prepared to leave as soon as I finish the key reading of your universes. A few days passed until the Daishinkan finally finished reading the key of both universes, so Whis and Vados were ready to leave for their journey to find their respective gods of destruction. Both were on a similar planetoid within each universe, even the name of the place was the same, Cat Purple. The two young people were still around 3 years old and still practically babies. Vados left immediately while Whis decided to leave for another place known as the Planet of the 8 Men. Daishinkan asks, 8 men? What's so interesting about this place, Whis? These people seem to be very weak and old-fashioned, they are still starting their development process. What is your interest in them? Whis replies, in all my quest for the god of destruction, I have never seen a people as exotic as they are. And they have something that caught my attention. Daishinkan asks, and what caught your attention? Whis replies, unlike everyone else, they have a completely radical sense of struggle and conflict. There may be something important to take advantage of these people. Whis continues, the fighting power of those people is very varied, and they change in comparison to each other beyond the fact that they have an absurd ability to increase these powers in a way never seen before. I want to understand this better, maybe this can help my god of destruction to evolve. Daishinkan replies, I see. Well, if that's what you want, that's fine, just don't take too long, I'm already risking a lot to help you. Whis replies, I know, I won't let you down. Whis then leaves directly for the Planet of the 8 Men to analyze them for a period of time until he began to understand the customs of that people and how their powers work, so Whis left for Cat Purple to finally meet the being that would be the god of destruction of his universe, and there he was, Beerus. Planet Cat Purple. Whis approached the boy who was playing normally like any other child until he was approached by Beerus' parents who were nearby watching as their son played. Whis said, your son will be very important in the future, so I need to take him with me. Unfortunately, the lifespan you naturally have will not allow you to see him as an adult, so to make things easier I will wipe his memory before making him an almost immortal being. Whis continues, and since there can only be one god of destruction from each race in this universe, unfortunately you will have to disappear. Beerus' father said, wait, what are you saying? You're not taking our son anywhere, you crazy man. Honey, run away with Beerus from here, quickly. Whis replies, so you make my job even harder. There are mysteries that go beyond this little purple planet. You are just a speck of dust in the history of this vast universe. Imagine within the entire cosmos. Beerus' father replies, "You must be crazy. Go away, get out of here." Whis replies, "I'm sorry, but that's the fate of Beerus, Universe 7's god of destruction." The small purple planet that was once home to Beerus and his family now no longer existed. What was left was just a rain of cosmic dust that with Whis' magical powers would end up becoming a temple where Beerus would call home. Beerus Planet. After erasing Beerus' memories of his past and his family, Whis left him sleeping until he aged so that the next steps could be taken regarding his training with Universe 7's God of Destruction. Thus, 20 million years passed until Beerus woke up from his deep sleep full of questions since almost everything in his mind was like a blank slate. Beerus said, "Whis, where are you?" "I am hungry." Whis replies, "I'm here, Mr. Beerus." Beerus asks, "How long have I been sleeping?" "I don't remember anything but that blue face of yours and that cold castle." Whis realized that even though he had implanted some false memories in Beerus' mind, the future god of destruction was still trying to search his subconscious for an answer to his past. Whis replies, "Well, this time your sleep lasted a long time, Mr. Beerus. And just like every time you end up losing some memories of the past. Even more memories that aren't necessary for a god of destruction in training." Whis continues, "Just focus on your journey as the god of destruction of Universe 7, as we will soon be meeting the Daishinkan, so we have to finish your training." Whis took Beerus to feed, and while the pseudo-god of destruction filled his stomach with food, he threw several questions at Whis, who had to be very articulate not to let anything about Beerus' true past be leaked to Whis. Whis realized that after the training he would have to put Beerus to sleep for a few more million years to clear his mind while putting new false memories and some true ones about the universes, the cosmos, the gods, and the angels. After Beerus finished his breakfast, Whis, aiming to discover the physical limits of Beerus' powers, designed an intense physical training session. In the place where Beerus' castle was raised from the ashes of his planet, Whis has prepared a series of challenges to test the skills and endurance of the young god of destruction. With agile and precise movements, Whis launched himself into close combat with Beerus, testing his strength, speed, and reflexes. The clashes were intense and full of exchanges of blows. Whis sought to unleash Beerus' potential, pushing him beyond his limits. With each blow dealt, Beerus responded with his own agility and power, revealing a natural talent for divine martial arts. During training, Whis also taught special techniques to enhance Beerus' power. In this way, Beerus was already able to control Ki in a way that amplified his attacks and defenses, increasing his power exponentially. Whis was impressed with Beerus' learning speed and potential. With each challenge overcome, Whis' confidence in his pupil grew even more. However, he knew there was still so much more to explore. After completing the initial training in the castle, Whis proposed to Beerus special training in a secret place. Whis said, "Well done, Mr. Beerus, you will soon become a mighty god of destruction. Let's raise the difficulty of your training even further by going to that place." Beerus asks, "That place? Like this? Where is this location?" Whis replies, "It's a special place, a parallel dimension, that I can access using my special staff. Their time passes in a different way, that way we can train for much longer, but there you won't be able to let your ki leak out from there. Your body, there only divine energy flows." Beerus asks, "Got it. But, how long do we have to stay within this special dimension?" Whis replies, "Well, let's stay inside until you get even more powerful, understand divine ki, and understand the concept of Hakai." Beerus asks, "Hakai? What is that? Is it some kind of special power? A skill?" Whis replies, "We can say that's about it. But you will only understand when you are familiar with the power of divine ki." Beerus said, "Alright, So let's get to this special training soon because I'm already starting to get hungry again. That place was Special Dimension. At first, Beerus was impressed by the exotic landscape and energy patterns that permeated the environment. Whis explained that that place was in tune with the divine cosmos and that it was essential for Beerus to master control of his divine ki there. Training in the Special Dimension was unlike anything Beerus had experienced before. Whis guided him through a series of exercises and meditations designed to enhance his connection to divine energy. Beerus learned to feel his ki, to feel it flowing within him, and to control it precisely so that he could hide it. As the decades turned into centuries and the centuries into millennia, Beerus gradually progressed. His understanding of divine ki deepened, and he was able to channel energy more efficiently and powerfully. His attacks became more devastating, and his stamina increased exponentially. Whis, impressed by Beerus' dedication and progress, decided to introduce the concept of the Hakai. He explained that Hakai was the energetic manifestation of divine destruction, a technique feared by all those who witnessed it. However, only the most powerful and disciplined were able to master it. Beerus, eager to master this new skill, continued his training without noticing that over 100 million years had already passed. He delved deep into his connection to divine ki, seeking to understand and manipulate energy more deeply. As his understanding expanded, he began to feel the Hakai's instinct awaken within him. In a moment of intense divine ki channeling, Beerus let his instincts guide his movements. Without thinking, he channeled his divine energy and launched a powerful purple ray of destruction, disintegrating the space-time of that place that automatically regenerates with Whis' magic. Whis was amazed at how quickly Beerus had mastered Hakai. He realized that the young god of destruction had innate talent and limitless potential. Whis praised him for the feat, acknowledging that his pupil was truly becoming worthy of the title of God of Destruction. With Hakai now in his arsenal, Beerus was more than ready to meet the Daishinkan and receive the title of God of Destruction. Palace of Zeno-Sama. After countless years that passed in the universal dimension where the gods and angels resided, Whis finally decided to introduce Beerus to the Daishinkan and the supreme god Zeno-Sama. Whis said, "Dad. Supreme God Zeno-Sama. Here before you is Beerus, Universe 7's god of destruction." Daishinkan said, "But are you done yet? Her sister Vados hasn't returned yet and it looks like it will be a long time before she finishes training with the god of destruction Champa. She wants to make him even more powerful." Daishinkan asks, "Do you think Beerus is ready, Whis?" "Yes, I'm ready," answered Beerus instead of Whis. Zeno-Sama said, "I liked him. He's a tough guy, but I liked him. Give him the title of Universe 7's God of Destruction." For some special reason, Zeno-Sama liked Beerus and didn't decide to question his ability to be Universe 7's God of Destruction. What is the real reason why the Supreme God liked Beerus? After receiving Zeno-Sama's approval, Whis decides to leave with Beerus for the palace where the God of Destruction of Universe 7 would reside and define his next works within Universe 7. How to discover and choose which planets should be destroyed and which ones should be spared. However, Daishinkan, who was still uneasy about Whis' true plan and Zeno-Sama's quick acceptance of Beerus, decided to approach Whis before his departure to Beerus' palace to ask him some questions. Daishinkan asks, "Whis, wait a minute. Won't you wait for your sister to return with Universe 6 God of Destruction? After all, they are basically brothers. It would be interesting if they had a cooperation, wouldn't it?" Whis replies, "Yes, that would be very interesting. But time is what we have to spare. There will be no shortage of opportunities for this meeting to happen. What I want now is to continue evolving the powers of the God of Destruction Beerus." Daishinkan said, "You're right. After all, I was the one who sped things up by helping you and Vados. So we have plenty of time to get together in the future." Daishinkan continues, "However, I would like to make a few remarks about your journey as a master of a God of Destruction." Whis asks, And what are your observations? What is worrying you so much? Daishinkan replies, you underestimate my powers. I've seen where you've been, those people from the planet of human apes. I know they have a special ability and you intend to use it. Daishinkan continues, Zenkai, an extremely rare skill. It was exactly because of her that I chose these two universes. Although Universe 6 has some limitations and differences on how the ability to evolve these monkey warriors works, this ability gives them the ability to evolve infinitely. Whis asks, so you knew too? So your choice wasn't for nothing? Are you interested in these warriors as well? Daishinkan replies, yes and no. I only choose universes based on their potentials, but it is wise to have some weapons reserved for a specific moment. Whis asks, specific time? What is happening? Daishinkan replies, for now nothing. But the future is uncertain, so we have to be prepared. Anyway, what I want to say is that Zeno-Sama wanted to see what Beerus' judgment would be before those monkey people. While you were training, those people evolved a lot. They're still quite rebellious and rowdy, but some of them have shown some pretty interesting abilities. One even managed to develop Divine Ki. Whis shocked asked, Divine Ki? This is impossible. Daishinkan replies, exactly, the Divine Ki. That's why Zeno-Sama is so happy. He wants to know if Beerus can handle this monkey god they call Super Saiyan God. Daishinkan asks, was that also your intention behind those people, Whis? Whis replies, looks like I've been found out. Yes, I wanted to find out how they used the Zenkai thing and how I could apply it not only to Beerus, but to me too. Daishinkan replies, you really are my son, always acting in a perceptive and intelligent way. Okay, you're free to find out, but remember, Beerus can't destroy those people just yet. Whis replies, right, understood. Whis then leaves with Beerus for the palace of the god of destruction, and there they begin to study and determine which planets would cease to exist based on how each planet influenced the planets and galaxies around it. Beerus said, wow, this is a lot of work. It would be easier if we had some minions to watch some parts of the universe. That way I would have to focus only on choosing who I would destroy. Whis replies, that's a good idea, Mr. Beerus. We may have a few generals to follow your orders in each quadrant of galaxies. That way we will reduce time by thousands, maybe millions of years. As you could see, it was exactly in this way that Beerus got several of his important subordinates. The greatest example of all is Emperor Frieza, who was responsible precisely under control over the Saiyans. Beerus said, well, everything is ready, and according to your analysis the first planet I have to destroy is a planet that already has its core collapsed, so it is already destined for destruction. Whis said, yes, this planet is next to the planet of the 8 men. If it explodes in an uncontrolled way, the explosion could eliminate those people. Beerus said, exactly, take me there, Whis. Whis and Beerus travel to the planet that should be destroyed, and it was possible to see the planet of the 8 men and its moon and a small dwarf planet next to it. Beerus said, strange, I feel enormous power coming from this planet of the 8 men. Whis said, they are really powerful. I want you to go talk to one of them, a special person. She, is called Yamoshi. She is the leader of the 8 men who for some reason managed to achieve the ability to attain Divine Ki. Beerus replies, leave it to me. After destroying the small planet next door, Beerus goes down to the planet of the 8 men to talk to the leader of that people, and there he finds her, a powerful woman who emanated an absurd amount of Divine Ki. Hey you, monkey human. So you're Yamoshi? Beerus asked the beautiful leader of the 8 men. Yamoshi replies, yes, I am the leader of these people. And who are you? Beerus replies, I am Beerus, the god of destruction of this universe. I am responsible for maintaining balance within this universe so that it remains in balance with other existing universes. Yamoshi asks, interesting, I knew there were forces beyond what I had already felt in nearby galaxies. I've been trying to evolve these people for years, trying to change their wild customs, but not everyone accepted my proposal, so those who accepted are living here with me and those who rejected are living as they want on the other side of the planet. Yamoshi continues, I call them lower-class Saiyans because they don't have good manners. Beerus asks, Saiyan? What strange name is that? Yamoshi replies, it's a better name than always being called ape men. I changed that too. Our transformation into Uozaru cannot be used to define what our people are called. Beerus said, I see. Well, I destroyed the planet next door because it would exterminate you, but I would like to know how you managed to master Divine Ki. Beerus asks, this is an ability of the gods and angels, so how did you achieve such a feat? Yamoshi replies, when I started my journey to eradicate the savagery of my people, some of them turned against me and 5 great allies that I had given their lives to give me their power and their spirit of justice and peace, so I achieved that state you call divine power. Yamoshi continues, after that the Saiyans split, and thus we return to the subject we commented on just now, but I believe I will change that too. Beerus said, right, fine. You will be responsible for this quadrant of the galaxy, Yamoshi. Yamoshi replies, no. Me, my people and my planet will be free and will not respond to any entity. Beerus said, are you crazy? Do you want to make trouble for me? Want to face me? Want to go against the will of your god of destruction? Yamoshi replies, I don't want to fight you, but if that's necessary to maintain my people's sovereignty, it will be done. Beerus replies, so get ready, because you and your people will have a tragic end. Beerus raised his arm to launch a powerful Hakai, but when he found himself waking up in his bed in his palace, Whis had prevented the destruction of the planet of the Saiyans by Beerus. He erased the memory of the god of destruction but kept only the memory-informed dream that there would be a Super Saiyan god in the future. And so begins the story of Beerus as we follow in Dragon Ball Super as we also reach the end of our epic Dragon Ball Saga, the past of the god of destruction. Whis replies, okay, it's all taken care of. Let's go Mr. Beerus. They can keep Goku for a month and nothing else. Whis and Beerus left for Universe 7 and left Goku in Universe 6. Whis knew that her sister would allow Goku and Kale to live with their son for a while. Although it was all a plan, Vados felt guilty about having to use Goku and Kale that way, but it was all for the safety and future of Universe 6 and Universe 7. Vados then sped up Kale's gestation process and thus Goku's new son was born, and as allowed by Whis, Goku and Kale lived together for a month until Vados erased their memories and took the child prodigy from them so that she could be trained. Luckily, nothing bad happened for many years. So the child can grow strong, healthy and frighteningly powerful to the point that already in adolescence he has a power equivalent to Goku with his Super Saiyan Blue. Anyway, time passed and as feared by Vados and Whis, a new tournament of power would start to again eliminate the universes that were not in balance, only this time, Goku from Universe 7 already perfectly dominated Ultra Instinct. Palace of Zeno-Sama. Zeno-Sama had invited the angels and gods of destruction from 4 universes, but the gods and angels from universes 12 and 8 would not attend the tournament claiming that their warriors would easily defeat the warriors from universes 6 and 7. That way, only the warriors from universes 12 and 8 would show up to represent their respective universes. From universe 7, Son Goku would be the representative. From universe 6, Son Khan, the son of Goku and Kale, would be the representative. From universe 12 a big surprise, a Saiyan warrior with the status of goddess and creator of the race, and from Universe 8, a warrior who had a power that was comparable to the power of Ultra Instinct. In this way, the tournament of divinities would begin, where the inferior universes would try to overcome the superior universes to maintain their existence. In the tournament draw it is revealed that Goku will face Son Khan while the warrior of Universe 8 will face the mysterious Saiyan warrior of Universe 12. Everyone would have 1 month to prepare, so Whis decides to give Goku special training. Universe 7 Earth. In order for Goku to completely master Ultra Instinct, Whis decided to train him in the same dimension that in the past he trained Goku and Vegeta together. Whis used his magic and left Goku trapped for a month in that dimension, and if after that month Goku could not get rid of, then Universe 7 would be destroyed since Goku would not have the necessary power to defeat the opponents of the other universes. And as usual, Goku surpassed his limits and managed to break Whis' magic using all of his power. However, something had awakened in Goku. Whis noticed that Goku was different, but quickly Goku returned to normal. The tournament begins. After a month, Goku was ready to go to the Divine Tournament. Before leaving, he visited his friends and said goodbye to his family, as this could be the last time they would see each other, as there was a possibility that they would be permanently erased. So, finally Goku and Whis arrive at the Divine Tournament location, which would be the same as the Tournament of Power. The first fight is between Goku and his son, Khan. Goku saw the two figures in the stands with black robes and was surprised that he couldn't feel the ki of these mysterious warriors. But when Khan approached the arena and transformed, Goku was surprised by the power of his son, who was a legendary Saiyan with the power of Ultra Instinct. Goku said, "How has someone as powerful as you been hidden in Universe 6 for so long? Why did they never tell me about you?" Khan replies, "I've been looking forward to meeting you, Universe 7's Goku. It is said that you surprised everyone in the Tournament of Power 19 years ago." Vados replies, "He is the son of the king of planet Sadala. I hid his power all this time so that no one would ever know about his capabilities and abilities." Goku said, "I see, well, this is even more exciting. Facing someone I don't know is much better." Finally, the clash between Goku and Khan begins. Both are using the power of Ultra Instinct, but Goku, being more experienced, was doing better. Goku was beating Khan until the young Saiyan unleashes the legendary Saiyan's power and finally manages to unite that power together with Ultra Instinct. This made the fight favorable for Universe 6, but Khan began to feel his powers disappear, and Goku took advantage of this moment and hit Khan with a powerful attack using an energy similar to the one he used to escape Whis' magic. In this way, Khan was defeated. From the top of the stands, the warriors reveal their faces. With green skin and blue hair, Celis, the warrior of Universe 6 who possessed magic powers, introduces herself first. Celis said, "So this is all the power of Ultra Instinct and legendary power? Pathetic. Pathetic? He's just a boy and already uses the power of Ultra Instinct, and together with the legendary power, this boy can be the most powerful warrior in the universe," said the long-haired woman with Saiyan clothes. Beerus said, "Hey Whis. That woman is not." Whis replies, "Yes, she is Yamoshi. But how is this possible?" Divine Tournament Arena. The tournament arena was ready for the second fight, and all eyes turned to Celis, the Universe 8 warrior with magical powers, and Yamoshi, the legendary Saiyan warrior of Universe 12, who was already a figure known to the gods and warriors of the multiverse. With a confident smile on his face, Celis lifted her hand, causing glowing orbs of magical energy to swirl around her. Meanwhile, Yamoshi maintained a calm posture, emanating powerful yet calm ki, showing the experience and confidence of a true warrior. The gong sounded, and the battle began. Celis was the first to act, launching a magical energy attack towards Yamoshi. The Universe 8 warrior quickly responded, deftly dodging the energy spheres and charging forward with astonishing speed. Yamoshi got close to Celis and launched a powerful punch, but the Universe 6 warrior narrowly managed to dodge it, creating a magical barrier to protect herself from Yamoshi's subsequent blows. The battle raged on, and Celis used all his magical skill to create illusions and distract Yamoshi. For a moment, it looked like Celis was gaining the upper hand, but Yamoshi displayed incredible stamina and wasn't fooled by her opponent's antics. Realizing Celis' strategy, Yamoshi concentrated his ki to the maximum and released a burst of energy that dispelled all illusions in an instant. Then, with astonishing speed, she broke through Celis' magical barrier with a mighty kick. Celis was thrown into the air, stunned by the force of the blow. Even so, she didn't give up and retaliated with long-distance magic attacks. However, Yamoshi was agile and dodged easily, getting closer and closer to Celis. With a mighty roar, Yamoshi concentrated all of his ki into his right leg and delivered a devastating attack towards Celis. The Universe 8 warrior tried to defend herself, but Yamoshi's overwhelming power was undeniable. The attack hit Celis squarely, creating an explosion of energy that lit up the entire arena. When the dust settled, Celis was slumped on the ground, exhausted and defeated. Yamoshi remained standing, with a serene expression, showing that the fight was decided. Her victory was indisputable. Beerus, Universe 7's god of destruction, and Whis watched the fight in awe and surprise. Yamoshi's strength was truly impressive, and she proved to be a real threat in the deity tournament. Goku saw that Yamoshi was a formidable opponent who could not be underestimated. Zeno-Sama says that a 10-minute break will be made for the grand finale between Goku and Yamoshi to take place. Goku asks, "Mr. Beerus, where are so many Saiyans coming from? Why is that woman named after the legendary Saiyan that Shenron mentioned that day? Who is this boy from Universe 6? And why do I feel like I've seen this boy somewhere before?" Beerus replies, "Well, it's complicated. I myself am not quite understanding what is going on." Whis replies, "Let me answer Goku, Mr. Beerus. Goku, the boy named Sun Khan, is the trump card of Universe 6 and Universe 7. He may not have one now, but in the future he will overcome you." Whis continues, "And the reason you feel like you've met young Sun Khan is because he's your third child." Goku asks, "What? But how? I do not remember." Whis said, "Calm down, Goku. I will explain everything to you." Whis then revealed the whole truth to Goku, which made him completely furious. However, deep in his heart, Goku felt really happy. He always wanted to have one more child. Of course that was not how he imagined it would happen, but now it was true. Goku had a third son. He understood that it was important for the future and destiny of Universes 6 and 7 that there was someone who would become very powerful, so Goku calmed down and decided to accept the situation. Goku said, "Right, we have to solve all this later, especially with Chi-Chi and Kale. For now we have to win this tournament." Beerus said, "Exactly. We have to win and find out how and why Yamoshi revived." Whis replies, "I dare say that what we did in trying to create a powerful warrior, Universe 8 and Universe 12 also did the same thing. They had the same idea as us, and that's a problem. If what I'm thinking happens, well, not even you can beat what's coming, Goku." Divine Tournament Arena. While the fight between Goku and Yamoshi did not start, Whis, Beerus, Vados and Champa were talking to try to find the answer about everything that was happening, and it was at that exact moment that the Angel Brothers had the idea of confront his father and ask about the whereabouts of his other brothers from Universes 8 and 12. Daishinkan replies, "They didn't want to come, just like the gods of destruction of their respective universes. For them victory was already certain." Vados asks, "But Dad, can't you see there's something strange? How long has it been since you've seen our brothers and the gods of destruction from Universe 8 and Universe 12? And Zeno-Sama didn't ask any questions about it?" Daishinkan replies, "It's okay, nothing is happening. Zeno-Sama trusts me, that's why he doesn't question these small details. My mission is to maintain the balance between the universes." Whis asks, "But what about this woman, Celis? Her powers are very different. She uses magic that only we, the angels, and the dragons of the spheres are capable of using. Doesn't that sound strange to you, Father?" Daishinkan replies, I already told you. Everything is fine. Let the final fight begin. Whis and Vados continued to think that something strange was happening, and this suspicion increased after talking to their father. For them, the Daishinkan's response was robotic, pre-programmed. It seemed that the father of the angels was hiding something or was giving only information that he was allowed to give to other people. It was at that moment that Whis and Vados decided to emanate their magical auras all over that place, and then they finally discovered the truth. There were remnants of magic in that place, and also, Daishinkan was under the influence of powerful magic. Whis asks, how is this possible? How did Papa and Zeno-Sama not notice what was happening? Vados asks, the correct question is, who has the power to subdue our father? Whis replies, I only know of one being who had the powers to do such a thing. That being is Zalama. Vados said, I was afraid you would say that. But if that's the truth, we have to find out what Zalama is up to. Whis replies, it may not be Zalama, but someone who has powers similar to his, and I already know who it could be. Or haven't you noticed yet, my dear sister? Vados replies, Celis. Now I realized, she is the source of that magic. Whis said, exactly. I don't know how, but she is the source of this magic. She must have some connection with Zalama. We have to confront her. Whis and Vados go to Celis to question her about why she was doing that. However, before the angels start talking, surprisingly Celis revealed himself to them. Celis said, yes, it's me. I'm doing all this. I know you've already figured it out, but there's nothing you can do. I've already started all the preparations, and this tournament was just a test for me. Celis continues, I will fulfill my ancestor Zalama's wish. I sealed the gods and angels of universes 8 and 12 in a special dimension after using them as a way to connect my magic with the Daishinkan, just like you did to manipulate Goku to have a child with the Saiyan of universe 6, and how they manipulated the god of destruction Beerus since his childhood. Whis asks, what is your true goal? Celis replies, I will unite all universes in a single existence. For that I needed to know about Goku and Sun Kan's strength level, and now I know. Vados asks, do you really think that alone you can defeat Zeno-Sama and the Daishinkan? Do you think you can beat all the other angels together? Celis replies, no, I know this is impossible. But after Yamoshi defeats Goku, Sun Kan's universe, Goku and mine will be erased, but I won't die, so you will disappear, so I decided to reveal my plan to you. Celis continues, that way, when I return I will try to dominate the legendary Saiyan that I brought back to life myself, and with the Daishinkan under my control, well, I will manipulate Zeno-Sama to end this system of elimination of universes, thus I shall accomplish the first part of my object. Whis asks, I see. You can't dominate Yamoshi, you realized, just like me and Vados, that Saiyans can evolve infinitely, that's the second part of your goal. Celis replies, exactly, Whis. Saiyan powers are fantastic to the point that not even magic can stop them, so having the progenitor of Saiyans with the power of ultimate ultra instinct that even the gods of destruction cannot achieve will be my trump card. However, before you think you've already won, you should fulfill your goal and then sing it as a sure victory. Said a voice behind the Heiress of Zalama, it was Daishinkan. Daishinkan said, do you really think you were manipulating me? You fool, I was always one step ahead of you. I understood your manipulation a long time ago and was just waiting for the moment when you revealed your plans. Celis asks, wait, if you already knew everything, then why didn't you do anything with Whis and Vados even though you knew about their actions? They both plotted against Zeno-Sama this whole time too. Daishinkan replies, the difference is that they did it to protect their respective universes. You, on the contrary, attacked me and Zeno-Sama. Prepare for your end. Daishinkan revealed to everyone what was happening and that because of Celis' actions, she should be banished to an imprisonment dimension for the rest of her life. But the Saiyan blood of Goku and Yamoshi spoke louder and both decided that this should be settled in a fight. Daishinkan then revealed that Celis was powerful and that her fight against Yamoshi was just an act. She hadn't revealed her true powers in that fight. But Goku and the legendary Saiyan insisted on facing Zalama's Heiress with the offer that if she beat them she could then eliminate the losing universes. Zeno-Sama got excited about yet another three-person fight like what happened in the Tournament of Power, so at Zeno-Sama's request, Daishinkan allowed Goku and Yamoshi to fight together against Celis. Celis said, "I see, if that's what you want, fine, I can't die." The final fight begins. In the vastness of space-time, an extraordinary stage was prepared for the epic battle that was about to unfold. Goku and Yamoshi stood side by side, ready to face Celis, the female warrior from Universe 8 with unrivaled magical powers. Only Whis, Beerus, Vados, Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama were present to witness this clash of titans. Celis lifted her hand, summoning shimmering spheres of magical energy around her. Yamoshi assumed a combative stance, pumping out powerful ki, while Goku adopted his confident attitude, focusing his ki for what was to come. The intense gaze of everyone present was fixed on the battlefield, where the fate of universes was being decided. The signal to start the fight was given, and Celis did not hesitate. She launched spheres of magical energy towards Goku and Yamoshi, creating a shower of glowing explosions around them. The warriors moved with agility, dodging the orbs as they charged towards their opponent. Yamoshi was the first to attack. She focused her ki into her hands and landed a series of quick, precise blows. Every punch and kick was propelled by her Saiyan energy, leaving golden trails in the air. Celis responded with his magical abilities, creating shields and illusions to protect himself and confuse attacks. Goku, meanwhile, launched into an instant transmission, appearing behind Celis. He channeled his ki into a fist and launched a powerful blow, but the Universe 8 warrior quickly reacted, creating a magical barrier to block the attack. The resulting collision created a shock wave that reverberated through space. While Celis was busy with Goku, Yamoshi took advantage of the opening. She focused her ki into her right fist, channeling all of her energy, and then launched a devastating blow. The impact was overwhelming, creating an explosion that made space itself appear to distort. Celis was thrown back, but she was not defeated. She emerged from the blast, her eyes burning with determination. She raised her hands, summoning a magical storm that roared towards the two warriors. Bolts of magical energy flickered, threatening to engulf Goku and Yamoshi. At that crucial moment, Goku and Yamoshi exchanged determined glances. They shared a unique connection, a mutual understanding of their powers and strategies. They knew what they needed to do. Goku focused his ki into her hands, while Yamoshi channeled his ki into his fists. The two warriors rushed towards Celis, their kis pulsing in unison. As they approached the Universe 8 warrior, they jumped in unison, combining their attacks in perfectly timed timing. Goku unleashed a powerful Kamehameha, while Yamoshi launched a golden energy blow. The two attacks came together in an incredible show of power, forming a devastating combo that clashed with Celis' magical storm. The resulting explosion was cataclysmic. The space distorted and glowed with intense colors as the energy propagated. The impact of the warriors' combo was overwhelming, breaking through the magic storm and knocking Celis away. When the dust finally settled, Celis was slumped on the ground, exhausted and defeated. The combination of Goku and Yamoshi's powers had proven unstoppable. The two warriors were panting, but on their feet, their kis still pulsing with energy. Whis, Beerus, Vados, Daishinkan and Zeno-Sama watched in silence, impressed by the incredible display of power and teamwork. The warriors had achieved victory, and the fate of universes had been decided by a spectacular combo that would go down in history. Goku said, "You have been defeated, Celis. Now bring back the gods and angels you sealed away." Celis laughing replied, "Do you really think it's over? This is just the beginning, the worst is yet to come, the true war between the gods will begin. I've tried to save as many lives as possible, but what's about to happen will be catastrophic, so get ready for the end." Celis disappeared before anything could be done to her. Everyone was shocked by the words spoken by the heiress of Zalama before she left. So, Daishinkan came up with the idea of making Yamoshi the new god of destruction of Universe 12 to maintain balance in that universe while Universe 8 was previously erased. Zeno-Sama loved the idea and quickly nominated her for the position. Daishinkan then said that Goku and Yamoshi should each go to their respective universes, but that after a month had passed they would be summoned to train directly under his command. Daishinkan stated that in this period of 1 month he would investigate what was happening going on, who was Celis and what was Zalama's goals. Universe 8. After the fight between Goku and Yamoshi against Celis, Daishinkan ordered everyone to go to their respective universes. After all, he wanted to investigate what Celis, Zalama's heir, was really up to. Starting from that point, Daishinkan asked Zeno-Sama to reconstitute Universe 8, in the way it was before it was erased, so Daishinkan could do his investigation and know what decisions he should make, since in a month he would have to train personally Goku and the new goddess of destruction Yamoshi. In his investigations, Daishinkan discovered that Universe 8 was completely dominated by Celis' magic and all planets and galaxies were sealed, just as happened with the god of destruction and the angel of that respective universe. Daishinkan could feel Zalama's magic everywhere, and he understood that Celis was only using a fraction of this deity's power. In other words, Celis had accomplished her goal, she had managed to attract everyone's attention. Daishinkan then tried to follow the trail of Celis' key and managed to reach a large castle on a common planet. There he found several scrolls that seemed to have been left in that location on purpose. Celis wanted that information to be accessed. In reading these scrolls, Daishinkan discovered that everything Celis had said was true. She was just a spokesperson for Zalama, who was now recovering and rebuilding herself in a parallel universe where not even Zeno-Sama had the ability to reach and delete. Daishinkan then discovered that from this new universe created by Zalama, all universes would be unified into one, becoming a large collective universe, and in this way, Zalama wanted to unify all peoples. Daishinkan knew that Goku and Yamoshi would not be able to face such an enemy, at least not at the current moment. Perhaps, he and Zeno-Sama should fight to put an end to Zalama's plans. However, this entity had some special plan for the Saiyans, so Daishinkan knew that unfortunately he would need to use Goku, Yamoshi, and even Sun Quan to make Zalama appear. Thus, Daishinkan returns to Zeno-Sama's palace after having spent a week on his investigations. Palace of Zeno-Sama. Already at Zeno-Sama's palace, Daishinkan summoned all his children and informed all the angels, and Zeno-Sama, everything he had discovered on his journey through Universe 8. He then asked Vados to hide Sun Quan in his staff's dimension, that way Zalama couldn't find him. Sun Quan was still very young, and according to Daishinkan's words, they would need someone more mature and more powerful to combine the powers of Ultra Instinct with the power of the legendary Saiyan. Whis understands what his father means with these words and leaves immediately for Universe 7. It was time to find the legendary Saiyan and bring him to help with this task. While Whis leaves for Universe 7, Daishinkan summons Yamoshi and says that she should also go to Universe 7. After all, she was the person who practically founded the race as it later became known, so she should prepare alongside of Goku and the other Saiyan that Whis went to get during the time that remained until a month was completed. And so it was done. Universe 7, Earth, a few days later. After finding out about Zalama and Celis' plan, Goku, unlike everyone else, was super excited. He couldn't wait to face Zalama and his heir again. Whis then said that Goku and Yamoshi should teach another Saiyan how to master Ultra Instinct. Goku wonders why not use Sunkan for battle. Whis explains that now is not the time for the young Saiyan to fight. Goku then asks why they don't take Vegeta. Whis then responds that someone with Vegeta's level of power should stay on Earth to protect it from other possible enemies who may want to take advantage of the current moment. Goku asked, "So who are we taking to train with us?" Whis replied, "Broly." Goku asked, "Broly? But he's more unstable than Vegeta. How will he master Ultra Instinct?" Whis replied, "You haven't seen him in years, Goku. When you and Vegeta faced him and defeated him, he had already changed, but now he is someone else. You will be surprised." Yamoshi asked, "Okay, and where is he?" Whis replied, "He is in the same dimension that Goku used to master Ultra Instinct. Broly is in that place, the dimension of my staff. I'll take them there too." That place was Special Dimension. Yamoshi and Goku were taken to the special dimension that Whis had left Broly. There Goku and the Saiyan met again. They both remembered the fight they had in the past, and now they are both happy to train together to save all the universes. Broly said, "Hello, Goku. I've been waiting for your visit for years. You said you would visit me so we could train." Goku replied, "Forgive me, friend. I ended up forgetting. In fact, several other powerful enemies appeared and I ended up getting very excited to the point of forgetting." Broly said, "No problem. And who are you?" Broly said, looking at Yamoshi. Yamoshi replied, "I am the founder of the Saiyans, Yamoshi. Nice to meet you, legendary Saiyan." Whis interrupts them, saying that the presentations and praise could wait for another day. Now was the time to start training. Goku and Broly were supposed to face each other first, but Goku was supposed to use Ultra Instinct against Broly, and so it was done. Goku, with radiating confidence, found himself facing Broly, the legendary Saiyan known for his brutality and uncontrollable power. The warrior with spiky black hair, enveloped in a bright blue aura, was ready to face the legendary beast. He thought it would be a challenging battle, but he firmly believed that his mastery of Ultra Instinct made him invincible. However, the reality turned out to be very different from his expectations. As Broly unleashed the power of the legendary Saiyan, a burst of energy emanated from him, and his monstrous form seemed even more menacing than before. Goku felt a shockwave when Broly began using Ultra Instinct in his first phase. It was as if he was defying all known limits, and Goku realized that he had underestimated his opponent. Goku's surprise reached its peak when Broly finally activated full Ultra Instinct and began to surpass him in battle. As they fought, Goku couldn't help but remember the first time he faced Broly, when the legendary Saiyan demonstrated his ability to increase his powers and adapt to the fight in an impressive way. It was undeniable that Broly was a battle genius, just like Goku. As the battle intensified, Yamoshi, a keen observer of the fight, was surprised and delighted by Broly's skill. She saw in him not only incredible power, but also unique prowess in martial arts. Broly, noticing Yamoshi's interest, surprised everyone by inviting Goku and Yamoshi herself to face him together. However, his surprise turned to shock when Yamoshi demonstrated his own impressive power, which surpassed even Broly's. The battle reached its climax when Yamoshi, with a combination of skill and strength, defeated Broly. The legendary Saiyan, who had surpassed all expectations, finally fell before the power of Yamoshi. Goku, although defeated, was amazed at Yamoshi's strength and recognized that, in addition to being a fighting genius, Broly had found a worthy rival in Yamoshi. The epic battle between these legendary warriors had revealed that the universe still held secrets and unexpected challenges, even for the most powerful fighters. The surprises keep appearing in our epic saga. That place was Special Dimension. Goku was amazed by Broly's powers. For him it was unimaginable that Broly would reach the power of Ultra Instinct due to his temperament, but Goku remembered that angry Broly had been in the past. All of this happened to the legendary Saiyan because of his father's manipulations with the special collar. Now Broly was someone else, a new Saiyan. Whis was happy with the results of the training, but there was still one detail left to be corrected. Although he mastered Ultra Instinct, Broly could not maintain it for a long time like Sun Quan, and this would be a problem as it would unbalance the power level between him, Goku and Yamoshi. Whis said, "Did you understand, Goku? That's why I need you and Yamoshi. Both will have to help Broly achieve Ultra Instinct balance, which is why we chose him over his third son. Broly is closer to mastering this power, but there are still some details to be resolved." Whis continues, "But at least we were able to analyze the level of power that the three of you possess, and I can confirm with certainty that one can complement the other." Broly asks, "What do you mean, one can complete the other?" Whis responds, "You have a much more massive power level, Broly. Goku, on the other hand, has perfect command of Ultra Instinct, while Yamoshi, well, she is the perfect balance between power and dominance. That's why she manages to keep Ultra Instinct activated at all times while her attacks are highly destructive." Whis continues, "However, Yamoshi doesn't have what you two have in abundance, which is the will to fight and the primitive instinct of the Saiyans. What I want to say is that if we combine your power with Goku's power, we can achieve power never seen before, and our dear Yamoshi will be the pillar of defense for this team of 3, or 2. Goku asks, "2? Like this?" Suddenly a familiar voice echoed in that place. It was Daishinkan. Daishinkan says, "Divine Fusion. That's what my son wants to say." Continuous Daishinkan, there are several types of fusions, but none are as effective as Divine Fusion. With this ability, he is able to fuse any types of beings. The assimilation that the Namek used to gain more powers when absorbing another kinship was based on Divine Fusion. However, they were never able to replicate this ability in the same way that the gods used it. The only ones who were able to do this feat were the Pod-era earrings that the Kaioshin created. Goku says, "Got it. So that's why Pod-era earrings are so powerful." Daishinkan responds, "Exactly. So, from now on, I will train them. Apparently we have very little time. Zalama's magic is very strong and I can feel it even though I'm outside of Universe 8. So he's close, and we want to return to Zeno-Sama's side as quickly as possible." Daishinkan continues, "Goku and Broly, you will be part of the front line. You will face Zalama alongside the angels and gods of destruction, while Yamoshi, well, you will have to stick to Celis and whatever allies Zalama possess." Whis asks, "But what about Zeno-Sama? Why doesn't he face Zalama once and for all?" Daishinkan responds, "Because Zeno-Sama can't fight. His powers are fragmented across all universes. In other words, the balance between universes is also the balance between Zeno-Sama's power. If the universes disappear, he will then have all his power renewed, but this will give strength to Zalama as well. This is a long story and I will tell it at a better time, but now, understand that Zalama's return means the end of our existence." Daishinkan asks, "That's why I ask you, are you ready?" Goku, Broly and Yamoshi say together, "Yes." The final training begins. The divine training taught by Daishinkan is an intense and challenging journey that aims to improve Broly, Goku, Yamoshi and prepare them to face Zalama and his threats. Phase 1, Perfect Mastery of Ultra Instinct. At this stage, Daishinkan focuses on teaching Broly how to master Ultra Instinct perfectly, a technique that few have managed to master. Training is conducted in a special location within the dimension created by Whis staff, where the flow of time is different and allows for intense concentration. Broly starts with meditation and concentration training to tune into his mind and body. Broly undergoes intense physical training sessions to increase his stamina and ability to withstand the stress of battle. Daishinkan performs specific exercises to improve Broly's reflexes, allowing him to react instantly to attacks. Broly faces countless opponents simulated by Daishinkan, each one more powerful than the last, so that he can improve his combat skills. Daishinkan teaches Broly how to control and channel his ki more effectively, essential for activating Ultra Instinct. Broly learns to connect his mind and body in perfect harmony, allowing him to access Ultra Instinct with ease. Throughout this intensive phase, Broly gradually perfects his ability to activate and control Ultra Instinct perfectly. Phase 2, Divine Fusion of two Masters of Ultra Instinct. At this stage, Daishinkan introduces Divine Fusion, a concept that involves the fusion of two warriors who master Ultra Instinct. This is a unique feat that no god of destruction has managed to accomplish. Goku and Broly undergo synchronization training, where they learn to align perfectly in terms of energy, thoughts, and movements. After weeks of intensive practice, Goku and Broly manage to perform Divine Fusion. They merge into a single being of unimaginable power, combining their strength, skills, and knowledge. The resulting fusion possesses a level of power that far surpasses what either of them could achieve individually. They are now able to seamlessly access Ultra Instinct in their fused form. Daishinkan organizes training battles to test the fusion's effectiveness, allowing Goku and Broly to explore their new power. Phase 3, Yamoshi Divine Technique. In this last phase, Daishinkan turns to Yamoshi, teaching him a secret divine technique, albeit at a significant sacrifice. The technique involves a profound sacrifice, where Yamoshi must give up a part of his divinity and longevity in exchange for supreme power. Yamoshi undergoes mental and spiritual training to strengthen his resolve and accept the necessary sacrifice. With their divine training complete, Goku, Broly, and Yamoshi emerge as supreme warriors, ready to face Zalama and his threats and protect the existence of the universes. Their combined powers and divine fusion make them a formidable force that can challenge even the gods. Daishinkan says, "Well, here my work is done. I will return to Zeno-Sama's side. I will wait for you as soon as you are ready." Whis replied, "Okay, Daddy. See you in one day." Daishinkan then leaves for Zeno-Sama's palace. However, as soon as he left the dimension of Whis' staff, he was already feeling that something was not right. Zalama's magic was much stronger than it should be, and the strong point of this magic came directly from Zeno-Sama's palace. When Daishinkan finally arrived at Zeno-Sama's palace, he could see a gigantic and frightening figure that emanated a divine ki and at the same time magical. It was Zalama in all her splendor. Zeno-Sama had disappeared. Daishinkan could feel neither the presence nor the divine ki of his master. Would this be the end of Zeno-Sama? These and other questions echoed in Daishinkan's mind as he stared at that divine being who was looking down on him with a tormenting gaze. Daishinkan then sent a telepathic message to all the angels and gods of destruction in all universes so that they could help him, especially Whis, who was with the Saiyans. That place, Whis' special dimension. Daishinkan's message to Whis should arrive in just a few moments. However, as Whis was inside that dimension where time passes in a completely different way than the time that exists on Earth and in Zeno-Sama's palace, the telepathic message ended up delaying even longer. Almost an entire day was needed for this message to reach the angel. Whis, who had told his father that one day they would meet again, well, it seems that everything had been planned by Zalama. After all, he arrived and attacked Zeno-Sama's palace at the perfect time. This was the theory that Whis had created after his father's message arrived in his mind, but the message had more information. Daishinkan revealed that Zeno-Sama fought against Zalama in the past. Both had different thoughts. Zalama understood that only a single universe was necessary, so maintaining order would be easier, but, on the other hand, Zeno-Sama believed that there should be more universes, with several different forms of life and species, so all people could live and develop, helping each other even if there was conflict. The fight was of catastrophic magnitudes, but Zeno-Sama managed to win. But in proof of loyalty and friendship to his former friend, he decided to use part of Zalama's powers that he removed after his sealing to create the Namek, and thus this people was born. With magical abilities and an absurdly large knowledge. This knowledge was so high that the Namek began to create their own beliefs. They also began to doubt the deities, and because of this the Namek sought answers from the universe. So, to get closer to God, the Namek created the Dragon Ball. They also developed the ability to assimilate and procreate without the need for two different gender types within their race. Without realizing it, the Namek of all universes were returning to their natural state. which is the unique being from which the magic and wisdom of those people came. That's right, they were arriving at the answer, in fact, Zalama. That's why the Namek are such a united people, that's why they are so wise, that's why they are skilled with magic and creating incredible artifacts. They are part of that being that lived many ages ago. However, none of them found what was missing, the last piece of the puzzle, until in Universe 8 the first female Namek was born. She had no antennae. She was different from a common Namek, Celis, the heir of the soul from Zalama. Somehow, this Namek woman inherited Zalama's desires and soul, and all her life she searched for the perfect way to bring Zalama back to life. Years of study led her to the answer. Zeno-Sama had to be sealed, but there was one race that was interesting in Celis' eyes. The Saiyans. Saiyans had the ability to evolve infinitely. So, when Zalama returned to life, he should absorb all this power that belonged to Zeno-Sama, but it was fragmented. In other words, Zeno-Sama would no longer have all the power he had in the past, and thus Zalama would never be defeated again, which is why Zeno-Sama should not die before Zalama absorbed the power of the Saiyans. Uniting the evolutionary ability of the Saiyans and the Nameks was the perfect plan for Zalama to live forever. Whis revealed all this information to Goku, Broly and Yamoshi. Now the only thing they could do was beat Zalama once and for all. However, while Whis was transporting them to Zeno-Sama's palace, Goku asked him a very intriguing question. Goku asked, "But, Whis, if Celis possesses Zalama's soul, how are we going to kill him? He can always come back to life, since Celis can't die either. How will we do that?" Whis replied, "It's amazing how you surprise me, Goku. Sometimes you're a wise person, really intelligent. However, you should already know the answer. In fact, the answer to the goddess of destruction Yamoshi knows what to do." Yamoshi nodded his head as a way of saying that he truly knew how to defeat Zalama once and for all. Finally, it was time for the final battle. Zeno-Sama Palace. Whis finally arrived with the Saiyans at Zeno-Sama's palace, and there he was, standing tall and imposing, Zalama, and next to him was Celis. Goku stood in front of him after looking around and seeing no one. Goku asks, "Where are the angels and gods? Where are Zeno-Sama and the Daishinkan?" Zalama replies, "Soon you will pay them a visit, but before that, Celis, you must seal the angel. I will defeat the Saiyans." Celis then went after Whis, but Yamoshi interfered by coming face to face with his former opponent. Yamoshi asked, "So that's why you brought me back to life? Was it for this nefarious purpose that I was reborn?" Celis responds, "Exactly, foolish woman." Yamoshi says, "Well, let's end this the way it started. After all, neither you nor I are part of this time period. I am the creator of the Saiyans, the goddess of the Saiyans, and you are just a fragment of a repugnant being from the past." Yamoshi finished by saying, "Goku, Broly, Whis, and all the other friends I made on this journey, thank you for all the incredible and wonderful moments I spent with you. I leave the fate of the existence of the universe in your hands. Goodbye." Yamoshi began to gather an absurd amount of divine ki. His ultra instinct had never been so powerful. It was possible to feel an infernal heat in that palace. Finally, Yamoshi launches a spell that completely paralyzes Celis, then both disappear in a flash of lights that emanate the last seconds of the Saiyan creator's life. She and Celis disintegrate forever. Zalama was furious, but Goku was much more furious. Goku said, "Damn, she did that so we would have a chance to defeat you, you bastard, so shut up. Broly, let's end this, together." Broly approached Goku, but Zalama knew what they were both trying to do, but he couldn't do anything because Whis put himself in front of Zalama, who defeated him with just one blow. But it was too late. In front of him, Zalama saw the sunrise and the awakening of the most powerful warrior he had seen since Zeno-Sama. Zalama says, "Damn you, what have you done? Are you going to ruin my plans?" A voice with a double tone replied, "I'm not Goku nor am I Broly. You can call me Broku or Groly, feel free, because this will be the end of you." The epic fight between Divine Fusion, Broku, who is the combination of Goku and Broly, and Zalama finally begins. The entire environment shook under the intensity of the battle. Both sides were imbued with power and determination, but Zalama seemed to have the early advantage. He was an imposing, divine force, emanating an immense, magical aura that surrounded his colossal body. The first blows were exchanged with impressive speed, punches and kicks that created devastating shockwaves. Zalama displayed his mastery of divine magic, casting magical spells as he attacked. His attacks were precise and destructive, challenging Goku to stand his ground. Goku, in turn, showed indomitable determination and incredible perfection of his skills. His divine fusion allowed him to access Ultra Instinct perfectly, and he defended Zalama's attacks with unparalleled agility. However, Zalama continued to dominate the fight with his divine magic and massive power. The battle dragged on, with both sides demonstrating unwavering resistance. Goku felt despair approaching, while Zalama seemed indestructible. But at the crucial moment, Goku accessed a unique form of power, a blend of Ultra Instinct in its ultimate form, called Legendary Divine Ultra Instinct. In this state, he became a force of nature, with power that surpassed even Zalama's. Goku charged forward with an overwhelming attack. His punches and kicks were lightning fast, and he released waves of explosive energy with each strike. Zalama tried to resist, but his divine aura was weakening under the fury of the legendary Ultra Divine Instinct. The fight culminated in a final confrontation. Goku delivered a powerful blow that hit Zalama squarely, unleashing an explosion of energy that consumed the divine being. Zalama screamed in agony, unable to contain Goku's power. Finally, Zalama was defeated, his cold and lifeless body finally touched the ground. Goku fell exhausted, breathing labored but triumphant. Zalama's threat had been eliminated, thanks to his determination, training, and the power of the legendary Divine Ultra Instinct. But mainly, thanks to the sacrifice of the goddess Yamoshi. The fighting had been intense and relentless, but in the end, Goku emerged as the victor, ensuring the survival of the universes and proving himself an unmatched warrior. The fusion was undone, and like magic, Daishinkan, Zeno-Sama and the other angels and God emerged. On behalf of Zeno-Sama, Daishinkan gives a beautiful speech and then he finally reveals that balance has been reached and that now it is no longer necessary for universes to be erased, peace has finally arrived. Well, at least for now. Guys, we have finally reached the end of our epic Dragon Ball saga, the end of existence. Thank you very much to everyone who has followed us this far. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the epic sagas that will come in the future. See you in the next videos. Until next time, everyone.